Ricky Gervais couldn't be here tonight, so instead we're going to give this to our friend Steve Carell.
Look at his stupid face. Couldn't actually win one of his own, so he stole someone else's. Oh, is considered handsome. Think of that. It's amazing. Rainn Wilson. You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you? You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell? He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from? Let's pay. Idiotic thing to say. With 6 billion people on the planet, how are they all going to love one person?
A lot of them do. I mean, look at the American version of The Office.
Yeah, every week.
Was it 10 million viewers, I guess?
10 million people
watching him.
Tune in and see my name at the end of the credits.
They watch it for him, though, don't they?
Not really, no, because it wouldn't exist without me, and he wouldn't exist without it. Where is he? Oh, there in the front row. Just. Just in case you have to make a dash for it. Have you got it on you? I've heard you carry it around with you to get in restaurants and stuff. I made you what? Don't look at. I'm gone off road. Everyone's getting nervous now. There's nothing on the auto cue. I can do anything. This is live. I made you what you are, and I get nothing back. Have you even been to see Ghost Town yet? No. I sat through Heaven Almighty. Give me my Emmy. Give me my Emmy. I'll come down there. Give me it. I'll tickle you. I don't care. I've got nothing to lose here. I'm a nobody here. Where is it? Yes, you have. Stop. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Give me it. Give me the Emmy. Give me the Emmy. Give me the Emmy. Give me it. Give me the... Thank you. Right. Good. That's settled.
Could you do what Ricky does?
Oh, not in a million years.
Why?
No. I think I would just get too skittish.
But you could play a Ricky Gervais character.
Perhaps, but to actually go in front of people and
offend them to their faces.
I don't think I necessarily... It doesn't mean that I'm a better person. It just means that I certainly don't have that kind of guts. It's funny, he always makes fun of me, always. And he's also, you know, in a personal way, been very, very sweet to me. Like, before one of these award shows, he pulled me aside and said, hey, I've got a few things that I wanted to go after you with. Is that okay? And I'm like, of course. So there is a side, there is a gentler side to him that people don't necessarily see.
So you're all heart, aren't you?
That's right. No, that's lovely. He's such a lovely man, though.
But he thinks you're sweet because, just to clarify, you go up to him before an award ceremony and say, I'm going to call you a prick in a minute, just to warn you.
But if I told him what I was going to say, you know, if I had access to them, I'd warn everyone. You know, as I say, I don't want him to have a bad day. You know, it's not. I've got nothing against people.
Do you like Steve Carell?
It's great. He's fantastic. He's good because you know why? He's nearly handsome. He's got that. He's like Bob Hope. If you look at him, he's chiseled, he's great, but he's got something. He's got beady eyes. He's good. I like him. That was a compliment, by the way. He's very handsome. I mean, he's comedically handsome. He's not imposing. He's not bland. He's Why are we going on about how good-looking Steve Carell is? what am I? Chopped liver? There's a little thing going on in a country called Iraq, which is not my favourite war. My favourite war is... oh, so many. They're good for different reasons. Falklands. That's Probably the Falklands, because we won that one. And it was great. It was against Argentina. Yeah, weird. We're going to war with Argentina. All right, okay, fair enough, yeah. But the reason it's my favourite war is that it was a range war. And what that means is the Argentine guns could fire 9 kilometres. The British guns could fire 17 kilometres. So we just parked our ships 10 kilometres away, and theirs were falling into the sea, and we were shelling the shit out of them. It's the war equivalent of holding a midget at arm's length. And he's flailing, and you're just kicking him in the bollocks like that. Vietnam, best soundtrack. Second World War, best ending. That had to be the end. That was a great finale. You couldn't follow that, could you? People are worried about that. They go, oh, atomic energy. Oh, it's bad. The effects are still being felt today. But, oh, it ended a war. And that's good. And it was discovered by Einstein. And he's a genius. And in his 1903 paper, he said that light could be described as discrete bundles of energies that when irradiated onto an unstable... What maniac thinks like that? Really? I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what turned Stephen Hawking's mad, too much thinking. Do you know what I mean? The universe is expanding. Of course it is, Stephen. Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Jeez. Take a day off, go for a walk. Not a walk, but I mean, just, no. Open a window. Watch a bit of TV. Robot Wars is on. You love that, don't you? Greatest mind on the planet. People say, oh, we shouldn't have a go at Stephen Hawking. Oh, he's a genius. He's not a genius. He's pretentious. Born in Oxford and talks with that fake American accent. He is actually a hero of mine. Not my greatest hero. My greatest hero is Nelson Mandela. What a man, isn't he? He's an incredible man. Incarcerated for 25 years. He was released in 1990. He's been out about 18 years now. And he hasn't reoffended. I think he's going straight. Which shows you prison does work. I learnt a lot last year about one of your great American heroes, Rosa Parks. It was the 200-year celebration of the abolition of slavery in Britain last year. We were a bit ahead of you on that. But well done. Well done. But the abolition of slavery wasn't the end of racism. Racism was still inherent in society as late as the 50s and 60s in England and America. And it was this one incident that sparked off the civil rights movement. A young black woman called Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white person on a bus. It was the law, but she'd had enough. And she was arrested for that. But then that law was changed. But she didn't stop there. She started sitting in those seats meant for disabled people. She talked to the driver when the bus was in motion. Did she have the correct change ready? Did she, bollocks? Oh, some people. Cheers. Hello, I'm Ricky Gervais. I'm here in London, in my office, but I'm not writing another award-winning series. No, I'm chilling out with my friend. Look who he is. It's only Elmo.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. Throw money. That's a little joke.
Well, Elmo, I've invited you...
I'm a little low. Can you put him up on the couch?
Do you want that? There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You all right?
Yeah, Elmo's good. Elmo's so happy to see you here. And Elmo's so happy to be in London, too.
Well, last time we met, we were in New York, weren't
Yeah.
we? On Sesame Street.
Where Elmo lives, yeah.
Where you live, and it was a great pleasure. I actually cited meeting you as the highlight of my career.
Really? Elmo feels sorry for you, Mr. Gervais.
I don't get out enough, do I?
No.
Now, Elmo, it was...
something there.
You know they're my pyjamas.
Really? You work in your pajamas?
Well, you were in your
Boy,
pyjamas
he
last
must
time.
be really important.
Exactly.
You can wear whatever you want to wear.
I know. I can do what I want here. It's my office. This is my town. And when I was there, I noticed that you were surrounding yourself with, like, weird things. Little monsters and strange...
Well, Mr. Gervais, we don't call them weird.
No, but...
They're family.
But they're not sort of normal, are they, really?
Well, no.
They're all different shapes and
Yeah,
sizes,
and colours,
funny
yeah.
voices, and that. But I've got a little surprise for you, because I've got my own little weird friend that I think you should meet, that I think you'll get on with.
Really?
It's only Warwick Davis.
Mr. Warwick Davis? Hello.
Come on.
Hey.
Oh, there you go. Look.
Oh, you get that done to you too, huh?
Fine, here we are.
I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, this is great.
Oh,
There we are.
Should we
It's so
sing
good
us?
to see you.
It's good to meet you as well. Hiya.
Wow.
Fantastic. This is good to be here.
Yeah.
Right, Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a little suit on.
Yeah.
We could get you something like this, couldn't we? A little furry outfit or something.
No, I've done the furry outfit.
Oh, Elmo, what do you think of him?
Well, Elmo thinks you're wonderful. I'm going to see you in a bunch of movies.
I know he'd like you. Are you?
Did you?
Yeah. I knew they'd get along.
It's so good to meet you.
Look at this.
Here we
I
are.
can't believe like that.
Together, all
Oh,
together.
God.
Good.
Oh.
Hey, Mr. Ward, will you come to Sesame Street?
Oh, I'd love to see
No,
that.
very much
You
not.
put him in a little
Yeah,
dustbin
maybe.
or something.
No,
and
I'd
he-
have to be in a little...
a little pop up, a little dustbin.
when I
And you'd get to meet, like, interesting people, because they have big guests on there. And they go, look, do you want to meet Elmo? Yeah, hello, Elmo. And they go, do you want to meet Grover? Yeah, hello, Grover. Look who's in the bucket. It's Warwick Davis. Oh, yeah. It's Warwick Davis in the bucket. We love Warwick Davis in the bucket. Oh, God. Oh.
Boy, this is such a wonderful surprise, Mr. Gervais.
I know. See?
Thanks for bringing Mr. Warwick.
You can't keep him, though, because he's got to go back to... where do you live?
I live in a house.
Oh, I'd love to see that little house.
It's not little. You don't imagine it.
Oh, God. Oh. Say goodbye, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Mr.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. We'll
Mr.
chat later.
Warwick.
Yeah, kiss him if you want.
Don't you?
Go on. Kiss him. And I think that's the important thing, because I've often said that people get offended when they mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily the same thing. You can make jokes about any subject. It depends what the joke is.
Yeah, of
There's no rules. You can't joke about this. You can.
You should be
You
able
just
to.
can.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing sacred. But people then they go, wow. Yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You know.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive.
Yeah.
I want them to start saying I found it offensive, because you've got to own the emotion, because that's all it is. You're
Yeah.
just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth.
I'm going to, okay? That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Now, when I'm at home, I watch hours and hours of Discovery Channel and History Channel. Hours. Discovery Channel, History Channel. Ask me anything about sharks and Nazis. Round of applause there for. They're not as bad as a lot of people make out. Sharks, I mean. Nazis, awful. Right? Sharks, brilliant. Amazing creature. Okay. It can hone in on a floundering fish, right? Through the vibrations that it picks up through electrical impulses, through sensors in its flank. It doesn't need its eyes, but contrary to popular belief, their eyes are very good, okay? But it can smell and taste the slightest human secretion of blood and sweat, 1 part in a billion from a mile away, a shark would have found Anne Frank like that. Nazis, rubbish. I've been to her house. It's tiny. Every day they went in. Okay, let's move on. Sarge, can we look upstairs today? No, there's no one down here. Move on. Sarge, what's that tapping? She had time to write a book, for Christ's sake. Well, it ends a bit abruptly and no sequel. Lazy. No, but... Not a traditional subject for comedy, the old Holocaust. But I will say something about the Holocaust, and I'm sticking my neck out here, but in my opinion, I blame Adolf Hitler. He was the ringleader. Old Adolf. That name's died out, hasn't it? He killed that dead, didn't he? No one's calling their kid Adolf nowadays. No little Adolfs going to school. Loads of Brads and Angelinas, but no, look, you don't hear the teacher doing the register. Brad here, Angelina here, Adolf here. I do that quick so no one can take a picture of me doing that. No, but people make excuses for him. People say, oh, he was stupid, he was easily led, he didn't mean that. What do you mean he didn't mean that? They say, oh no, he was influenced by the political philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Because Nietzsche wrote this paper talking about a Superman. He said, not all men are born equal. And Hitler misinterpreted this and went way too far with it. And think of that. You're a great scholar, you've done this work, and you get a call from the Führer. And the Führer goes, all right, Nietzsche. Yes. Yeah, good. What do you want? He goes, just read your book. What do you think? Love it. Love all that. Man and Superman, not everyone's equal. Kill all the Jews. Sorry? Not everyone's equal, so kill all the Jews. I didn't like that. I read between the lines. I didn't mean that. That's terrible. You haven't been killing... You haven't been killing Jewish people, have you? What? Have you been killing Jewish people? Yeah. Yeah. A few. How many? 6 million. 6 million? That's all. I won't do any more. Leave it at 6. That's terrible. I won't do any more. Stay for dinner? Well, I will, but be careful in future. I will. Are you writing any other books? Well, I am, but I'm scared to tell you about it. I won't do anything. What's your new book called? My new book is called The Gypsies. Do we need them? Cheers. No, don't applaud that. We shouldn't talk about such things. It's not like we're in peace times now, is it? There's a little thing going on in a country called Iraq, which is not my favourite war. My favourite war is... oh, there's so many. They're good for different reasons. Falklands. That's... Probably the Falklands, because we won that one, and it was great. It was against Argentina. Yeah, weird. We're going to war with Argentina. All right, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But the reason it's my favourite war is that it was a range war, and what that means is the Argentine guns could fire 9 kilometres. The British guns could fire 17 kilometres. So we just parked our ships 10 kilometres away, and theirs were falling into the sea, and we were shelling the shit out of them. It's the war equivalent of holding a midget at arm's length. And he's flayed it, and you're just kicking him in the bollocks like that. Vietnam, best soundtrack. Second World War, best ending. That had to be the end. That was a great finale. You couldn't follow that, could you? People are worried about that. They go, oh, atomic energy. Oh, it's bad. The effects are still being felt today. But, oh, it ended a war. And that's good. And it was discovered by Einstein. And he's a genius. And in his 1903 paper, he said that light could be described as discrete bundles of energies that when irradiated onto an unstable... What maniac thinks like that? Really? I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what turned Stephen Hawking's mad, too much thinking. Do you know what I mean? The universe is expanding. Of course it is, Stephen. Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Jeez. Take a day off, go for a walk. Not a walk, but I mean, no. Open a window. Watch a bit of TV. Robot Wars is on. You love that, don't you? Greatest mind on the planet. People say, oh, we shouldn't have a go at Stephen Hawking. Oh, he's a genius. He's not a genius. He's pretentious. Born in Oxford and talks with that fake American accent. Think of adopting for a while a little third world child, because that would tick all 3 boxes, wouldn't it? You know? You think of it like, 1, I wouldn't be adding to the population problem. I'd be alleviating an existing problem. A young kid born through no fault of his own into abject poverty. He would have died without me. I can literally save his life and give him a great upbringing, right? 2, he would be grateful, wouldn't he? He'd want to pay me back, wouldn't he? Particularly if I let him know that all the other kids in the village, they weren't so lucky, they didn't make it out. I'd tell him that early on, so he really bucked his ideas up, right? I'd go, Tundi, come here. Yeah. Go and pop a shirt on, you're not in Africa now, mate. That's better. Yeah. Tundi, yeah, water straight out of a tap, and yes. No, it's not free, it's Hampstead. Yeah, of course it's safe. Safe. Fresh drinking water. Have as much as you want. Have a bucket full. Straight out of that fresh drinking water. There you go. Go and clean the car. Go on. The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that. And the reviews, oh, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right? But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because she... I can't do this next joke. Because she loves nothing better than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg and licking her... Furball. She's old school. It's the last time, who cares? In the event of the plane landing on water, your life jacket is equipped with a whistle. The plane hits the water, smashes to bits, everyone's dead except you by a miracle. You're bobbing around in the Atlantic Ocean, 4 degrees that water is, right? You've got about 15 minutes before hypothermia sets in, right? Or eaten by a shark, or you drown, and you're hoping they've dispatched air sea rescue, and you're going, oh my God, I'm bruised and broken, I'm going to die, I don't want to die, what happened now, I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a helicopter. Of course you haven't, right? But they're f***ing loud, right? It's like having your head in a washing machine. It's like that. So you're over the Atlantic Ocean at night, you go... Never gonna happen. Out there, well done, Winslet. I told you, do a Holocaust movie, the awards come, didn't I? See? Trouble is with Holocaust films, there's never any gag reel on the DVDs. I don't know, there isn't. It's, now, don't do it. It'll be fine. Sitting at home, just reading the newspaper. This little girl comes running in. She's only 6. Hello, darling. Hello, Daddy. You've been playing? Yeah. In the park? Yeah. With your friends? Well, until the man came along. Till the man came along? Yeah, a man came along, and he asked my friends to leave, so it was just me and him. Darling, come over. Whatever happened, none of it was your fault, okay, darling? None of it was your fault. But tell Daddy every detail. What happened? He took me behind a tree so no one could see what you were doing. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? He took my dress off. Oh, God, what happened next? What happened? He took his thing out. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? Nothing, that was it. Oh, well, make something up. I hope I haven't offended anyone. I didn't mean... It's not my fault. There's a lot of powerful people here, so if I said... It's... Honestly, I like a drink as much as the next man. Unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
This show should just be me coming out going, well done, Netflix, you win everything. Good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. But as I say, I'm going to be nice tonight. I've changed. Not as much as Bruce Jenner, obviously. Now Caitlyn Jenner, of course. What a year she's had. She became a role model for trans people everywhere, showing great bravery in breaking down barriers and destroying stereotypes. She didn't do a lot for women drivers, but...
Mainly Star Trek memorabilia, because I love Star Trek.
Oh, such a nerd.
Have you never been in a Star Trek?
No, I've never been in a Star Trek, but I love the original series, so I have, like, I have the Gorn head from the original series from the episode Arena, where...
They know what...
I know, I'm just nodding.
Oh, the Gorn head.
The Gorn head.
Okay. I have...
What the... The Gorn head. What channel are we on now? What is this again? Where are you now?
Well, if it depends what medium you're using.
Yeah.
DirecTV would be 247.
247.
247.
Who finds it? They're definitely looking for porn if they find this. There's no way you go through that. And then when they get here, they go, oh, this will do, I'm too tired anyway. It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So... Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know. You're nearly 50, son. Other celebrity scandal. Justin Bieber nearly had to take a paternity test. What a waste of a test that would have been. No, he's not the father. The only way that he could have impregnated a girl was if he'd borrowed one of Martha Stewart's old turkey basters. Open wide.
The town in Minnesota has canceled plans to change the name of a street called Stoner Avenue. It's a weird street, and instead of saying stop, all the signs say, chill, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, you're not giving them, you know, they come out, they park their cars, they've got babysitters, they haven't paid. Why would you? That'd be mental. But if I was you, I'd be going, thank you so much to these people, and giving them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
It was shoddy. It was, I mean, you know, you didn't write it, and that's... But do it like it's your own. Do it like you were clever enough to come up with this joke yourself, okay? On a serious note, just looking at all the faces here reminds me of some of the great work that's been done this year by cosmetic surgeons. You all look great. I've had a little bit of work done. I've had cheek implants. They put them there, which is annoying. Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show. A superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, I haven't offended anyone. I didn't mean... It's not my fault. There's a lot of powerful people here, so if I said... It's... Honestly, I like a drink as much as the next man. Unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
Why didn't you do more than 12 episodes?
Because I was tired. I think that...
Tired?
I need to lie down. I got the attention span of a toddler. I can't believe you've done this show this long. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
I can tell your heart's not in it anymore.
No,
but I couldn't
care less anymore.
Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? It's tiny. The Golden Globes is shown all over the world. It is oblivious to colour or creed. It doesn't just celebrate talent, it celebrates difference. It crushes prejudice and stereotype. One stereotype I hate is that all Irishmen are just drunk, sweary hellraisers. Please welcome Colin Farrell.
I never knew you were this weird.
Really?
No, because you kept it... We worked together for a couple of days. And
I know.
You're absolutely mental.
In a nice way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so...
Lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons, yeah? Look, at this table alone, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. But... Baby Yoda. Oh, that's Joe Pesci, sorry. I love you, man, don't have me whacked. You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you?
You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell? He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from? Let's pay...
Been to a lot of award ceremonies. Here. And someone always gets up and says, oh, I haven't prepared a speech. I didn't think I would win. Well, I knew I'd won. And I didn't prepare a speech. That shows you the contempt I have for this award and this town in general.
You look pumped, buffed, and cut. You are ready to go.
Thank you.
When did this happen, for God's sakes?
It's been a gradual process.
Yeah. Well, what is your goal?
Over 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Started off really small.
Yeah. And what's the matter with your voice?
I've got a sore throat.
Ah.
So that's it.
How long have you had the sore throat?
Just a couple of days.
See, now, I had a sore throat around the holidays.
It's all about you, isn't it? It's all about you.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence made the news when she demanded equal pay for women in Hollywood, and she received, overwhelming support from people everywhere. There were marches on the street with nurses and factory workers saying, how the hell can a 25-year-old live on 52 million? There were plumbers around the world going, poor girl in town, what's lucky now? So...
Here. You see what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
Here, you try it.
No, I can't.
Come on. It's the only... This will get rid of...
Sorry,
Huh?
how is this not a breakdown? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you gonna...
I'm trying to help you.
That's amazing.
But available for streaming.
I've never seen you so animated.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you. On Netflix.
I thought you were giving up.
Okay.
No, I honestly just thought you were seeing this out, biding the time out. I was thinking I wouldn't be long till I was there. And now...
Well, you think maybe I should? Maybe
You've got a second wind. Go for it. Why would you... But actors aren't just loved here in Hollywood. They are loved the world over because they're recognisable. You can be anywhere. You could be in the third world, OK, and you get a glimpse of a Hollywood star, and it makes you feel better.
okay? You could be a little child, a little Asian child, with no possessions and no money. But you see a picture of Angelina Jolie, and you think, oh, Mummy.
You're 65 this Thursday, aren't you?
That's correct, yes.
You can't use this till Thursday. This is official. I got you a bus pass and senior citizens.
Oh, it's a Metro card. There it is.
No. I want to say something nice about Mal before he comes out. Oh yeah, okay, here you go. I'd rather have a drink with him in his hotel room tonight than with Bill Cosby. Please, Mal Gibson.
Ricky Gervais has a new game show here on ABC called Child Support, and he really wanted to be here to promote it in person, but he's very busy not being here to promote it in person. So he made a video, he sent a video, and I don't know exactly what the nature of the video is.
Yeah, hi, Jimmy. Sorry I'm not there in person, but, you know, I can't be bothered, to be honest. But I've seen the show, I get the gist of it.
How could you replace Kiefer Sutherland in 24? I'd love to see a real anti-terrorist agent try and defuse a bomb in a busy train station in 1 hour. Some of those scenes, by the way, where Kiefer grabs someone and beats them to a pulp, they weren't even in the script. The director just said, keep rolling, we'll work it into the...
Now, when I'm at home, I watch hours and hours of Discovery Channel and History Channel. Hours, Discovery Channel, History Channel. Ask me anything about sharks and Nazis. Round of applause there for... They're not as bad as a lot of people make out. Sharks, I mean. Nazis, awful. Right? Sharks, brilliant. Amazing creature. Okay, it can hone in on a floundering fish, right, through the vibrations that it picks up through electrical impulses, through sensors in its flank. It doesn't need its eyes, but contrary to popular belief, their eyes are very good, okay? But it can smell and taste the slightest human secretion of blood and sweat, 1 part in a billion from a mile away. A shark would have found Anne Frank like that. Nazis, rubbish. I've been to her house. It's tiny. Every day they went in. Okay, let's move on. Sarge, can we look upstairs today? No, there's no one down here. Move on. Sarge, what's that tapping? She had time to write a book, for Christ's sake. Well, it ends a bit abruptly and no sequel. Lazy. No, but... Not a traditional subject for comedy, the old Holocaust. But I will say something about the Holocaust, and I'm sticking my neck out here, but in my opinion, I blame Adolf Hitler. He was the ringleader. Old Adolf. That name's died out, hasn't it? He killed that dead, didn't he? No one's calling their kid Adolf nowadays. No little Adolfs going to school. Loads of Brads and Angelinas, but no... Look, you don't hear the teacher doing the register. Brad here, Angelina here, Adolf here. I do that quick so no one can take a picture of me doing that. No, but people make excuses for him. People say oh, he was stupid, he was easily led, he didn't mean that. What do you mean he didn't mean that? They say, oh no, he was influenced by the political philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Because Nietzsche wrote this paper talking about a Superman. He said, not all men are born equal. And Hitler misinterpreted this and went way too far with it. And think of that. You're a great scholar, you've done this work, and you get a call from the Führer. And the Führer goes, all right, Nietzsche. Yes. Yeah, good, what do you want? He goes, just read your book. What do you think? Love it. Love all that. Man and Superman, not everyone's equal, kill all the Jews. Sorry? Not everyone's equal, so kill all the Jews. I didn't like that. I read between the lines. I didn't mean that. That's terrible. You haven't been killing. You haven't been killing Jewish people, have you? What? Have you been killing Jewish people? Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. A few. How many? 6 million. 6 million? That's what I won't do anymore. Leave it at 6. That's terrible. I won't do any more. Stay for dinner? Well, I will, but be careful in future. I will. Are you writing any other books? Well, I am, but I'm scared to tell you about it. I won't do anything. What's your new book called? My new book is called The Gypsies. Do we need them? Cheers. No, don't applaud that. We shouldn't talk about such things. It's not like we're in peace times now, is it? There's a little thing going on in a country called Iraq, which is not my favourite war. My favourite war is... oh, there's so many. They're good for different reasons. Falklands. That's probably the Falklands, because we won that one, and it was great. It was against Argentina. Yeah, weird. We're going to war with Argentina. All right, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But the reason it's my favourite war is that it was a range war, and what that means is the Argentine guns could fire 9 kilometres. The British guns could fire 17 kilometres. So we just parked our ships 10 kilometres away, and theirs were falling into the sea, and we were shelling the shit out of them. It's the war equivalent of holding a midget at arm's length. And he's flayed it, and you're just kicking him in the bollocks like that. Vietnam, best soundtrack. Second World War, best ending. That had to be the end. That was a great finale. You couldn't follow that, could you? People are worried about that. They go, oh, atomic energy. Oh, it's bad. The effects are still being felt today. But, oh, it ended a war. And that's good. And it was discovered by Einstein. And he's a genius. And in his 1903 paper, he said that light could be described as discrete bundles of energies that when irradiated onto an unstable... What maniac thinks like that? Really? I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what turned Stephen Hawking's mad, too much thinking. Do you know what I mean? The universe is expanding. Of course it is, Stephen. Yeah, of course it is, yeah. Jeez. Take a day off, go for a walk. Not a walk, but I mean, no. Open a window. Watch a bit of TV. Robot Wars is on. You love that, don't you? Greatest mind on the planet. People say, oh, we shouldn't have a go at Stephen Hawking. Oh, he's a genius. He's not a genius. He's pretentious. Born in Oxford and talks with that fake American accent. Hi, I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Stephen Merchant. Hello. Creators, writers, directors, star of The Office. If you're a fan of that show...
Who isn't?
Yeah, then you've got a treat coming up because it's the entire first series...
Well, if they're a fan, Rick, then they will have already bought the DVD and already seen the series.
Oh, no. Wait, let me finish. It's the entire first series, but with extra bits. We've got interviews of people, it's a retrospective, people talking about it, A-listers, chatting about why they think The Office is genius. Not my words, I do think it's brilliant. Yeah. Do you know my favourite thing in The Office?
Go on. You? Thought as much, yeah.
Yeah.
When I first saw The Office, I was struck by how original it was on a bunch of different levels. And I think upon first viewing, I thought, that's really great. And then upon my 38th viewing, realized how genius it was.
My first impression of The Office was that it was a masterpiece, and unfortunately, as time passed by, nothing interfered with that glow.
It was so fresh and new in terms of the style, and for me, it reminded me of a style of humor that I think in Spinal Tap, Chris Guest and those guys created. I saw that show and I was like, this is incredible.
When I first saw The Office, I thought, finally, there's something funny being done in the world.
I think the thing that I was most struck by is how original a character David Brent was. I've never seen a character in a movie or in television who is that obsessed with what people think of him. And I think a lot of the comedy comes from that. He's got way too much self-awareness.
I can have a joke and a laugh with the people who, I'm supposed to have authority over, and they love me for it. And all that obviously is always, you love watching Brent, but you don't want to be Brent, you want to be Tim.
That didn't happen by accident. It didn't happen because of my overwhelming charisma. Do you know what I mean? It happened because they wanted Tim to be the kind of, I suppose, the emotional focus, or at least they wanted him to be the audience, yeah. And he was,
Apparently they had a completely different idea when they were writing it of the sort of person that Gareth would be. He was supposed to be a much bigger, more macho kind of guy, and so I've heard that when I came in and auditioned, they changed their mind.
Because if you're genuinely physically scared of somebody, if it had been Tim and Lee, that kind of character, then you just think, I think he's going to hit Tim. He's going to beat him up, Whereas it's kind of Tim and Gareth. You think there's a man who thinks he's Napoleon.
Every single one of those characters is so perfectly cast and in a sort of new, informal way.
Hello, Random Hog.
And Dawn, just the perfect look, the perfect pitch. Not so fabulous that, of course, everyone will be in love with her, but you slowly fell in love with her while you watched her.
I've got kind of hot hand, sorry.
Right, just don't touch my head. With Dawn, sometimes I wanted to give her a bit of a shake, because she didn't pursue the guy that she really did want to. The camera is like another character in The Office. It's a whole other member of our show, because it added so much depth, I think, to what people said and did.
Obviously, one of the key aspects of the show was the sort of documentary style, and that had sort of been born out of how we'd originally got it made, and we shot something in a little documentary style. And we did that because it was a very quick way of filming. You can get a lot done quickly in a documentary style. You've got to worry about the finesse. And then over time, we realised that the whole sort of documentary boom that was happening at the time, the sort of docu-soap, things like Driving School and the Airport programme, were throwing up these amazing characters who suddenly were acting in a very specific way because of the fact they were being filmed.
I think the most extraordinary thing about the documentary format, obviously, was Ricky's performance with the camera. That you had his ghastly behaviour, and then on top of the fact that he thought that his ghastly behaviour was absolutely excellent and cool and interesting and complicated.
To the stage where they could actually make it. That's what made it a success, that they knew exactly what they were doing.
We didn't want anything sexy or cool or rock and roll. It was all anti that.
The opening titles, they just blew me away. I remember first time I saw it. It was about
One of the first things that Ricky ever did as the David Brent character, he had a couple of scenarios in his head that used to play out for me when we worked together. One of which was his character, his sort of seedy boss character, interviewing a woman and his slightly lascivious, lecherous
Yeah.
manner, which is actually something we downplayed in Brent. Brent, in the original form, was a lot more seedy, perhaps, than he later became. But certainly that scene where he's interviewing the girl.
Brent doesn't think that that's creepy. He thinks that's romantic. He thinks he's a bit of a Lothario. He's thinking he's setting a mood for love. He doesn't think this is seedy or anything, does he? So he thinks she's going to go, "You're the most interesting man I've ever met." And you're handsome with your little beard.
One of the things is it's a great physical performance by Ricky. You know, I mean, obviously the gestures have now become slightly over well known, the tie, and the looks to camera. But he does sometimes, every so often, he will do bigger stuff. He'll be when a woman's around, as opposed to the way he'll be when someone who he's frightened of will be around, some higher status person will be around.
Regular guys working in an office instead of a factory or being a mechanic. And what we did was we showed the difference between the two lads, but he knows it's wrong. And he knows this thing, sexism, he's heard of that, and he knows about misogyny, he knows all those things, he knows all the isms, he just doesn't really fully hate having a woman as a boss. Deep down, he hates it. And he hates being undermined anyway by a woman. He hates being undermined by anyone in front of the camera. So it just, his world just implodes in that episode. One of the other themes in The Office is comedy itself. You know, you get a lot of things off your chest. We had a go at people just shouting catchphrases.
Ricky, leave it!
Props, just bringing in a funny thing.
I would have enjoyed watching Tim and Dawn and their journey because it didn't seem implausible and it didn't seem unreachable. They made it feel as if you could have these little things inside you, these little stories that can come out, rather than it being this glossy Hollywood love story where they all end up brilliantly happy, but everyone's unbelievably rich and beautiful and in, you know, sunny lands, and it doesn't feel like where we are, you know what I mean? And so I think I would have enjoyed seeing it play out.
For someone like me, the romantic drama, particularly of the great Christmas special, you know, is one of the great romantic comedies of all time, one of the great romantic stories of all time. I mean, I think the very best sitcoms have had profound things at the bottom of them. I suppose that's what makes them good.
All of my favourite shows have always had a sort of romantic strand in them, whether it be Northern Exposure or Moonlighting or Friends. And I think it's one of the reasons, one of the things we liked is the kind of soap opera feel that the best of those shows have. You know, soap opera not being a sort of a damning phrase at all, that actually there's something about watching from week to week and building an understanding of that world and caring about those characters that's very unique to television. And a lot of British comedies don't seem to do that enough, and it seems strange. You know, you're coming week after week, so you can draw people in. And so we were very keen to have that romantic thread, because we knew if we just kept going, it would just become the sort of beating heart of the show in a way.
The supporting cast were actors, but sometimes it just said in the script, man one, woman one. And we gave them all names anyway, just in case it popped up, because we wanted that realism. They came in every day, they were sat in their seats, and they'd really be typing. And then one thing in the script said, someone leaves a message on his answer phone, and it was Ewan, and he was just cracking us up.
Hello, I'll call you tomorrow.
One of our pet hates was exposition, where someone walks into a room and goes, Jonathan, you know your sister, the one that went to the Gambia, who's a doctor? Yeah. But we found out that we could do that with Keith. Because of his strange, laconic tone, he could remind the audience what had happened and what was embarrassing. So,
with me taking a bite into the Scotch egg, we're talking about watching peak practice. Boring, isn't it? Just staying in watching peak practice with your life.
Yeah.
Not for me, I like it.
I'll just stay.
That was so good. That was so good. Something would put us off, or something would go, and one of us would always kind of crack and lose it, and we just couldn't get it right. We got through 3 or 4 Scotch eggs, and eventually they had to they had to give me ones back that had a bite taken out of them because they didn't have enough bought for the number of takes it took. So a couple of times I had to disguise a bite that had already been taken out and go in again. Boring, isn't it? Just staying in, watching Pete practice with your life.
Yeah, it is.
Not for me, I like it.
Yeah, I just stayed in at a big... It was one of the 400,000 scenes that we couldn't do in under 4 hours because it was just a lot of laughing, you know.
I was the worst corpser of all. Yeah, I mean, it's strange because my job is to try and make people laugh for my own amusement, but sometimes that goes wrong and I can see fear in their face, or I found myself funny and I'd laugh and ruin a take. Also, even if you've written the lines, if they're funny, I still laugh.
What's the difference? A dwarf is someone who has disproportionately short arms and legs.
I'm so sorry.
What's the difference? A dwarf is someone
Fucking
who has...
hell! You can't help corpsing. You can't help. You can help putting people off and making them corpse. But if someone's finding something funny, you know, I celebrate that, really.
I thought I found a lump. I examine myself regularly. I get checked out. It's fine, but terrifying. Testicular cancer. Cancer of them old testicles. What's that?
Oh, God, that was a great one.
We'll do it again.
Please.
We'll do it again.
Damn.
Steve came over once in the office and said, Rick, it's like making your own TV show isn't interesting enough for you. You've got to have other things going on. And so, I do, you know, I multitask. I try and get something in the can, and I try and ruin the take for my own amusement.
Action.
9.99 pure silk, so I had to snap it up. OK.
He can't stand to do the same take twice, and so he would change something about it every time.
Action.
And Wally Burton, 2 for 10 quid, so I went, yes, please.
Something would have to be different, and that was the thing that would crack you up.
Action.
And, you know, Deaf Nobby Burton, who comes around with a case, 2 for...
Why are you making it harder for yourself?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll just say Nobby Burton, who comes around with a case. 2 for 10, I've got 4.
I think sometimes he'll improvise an idea that will amuse him and that will amuse someone else. And now Ricky thinks, right, OK, I've got them now. And then he will just keep going. He just thinks, well, this for my own amusement. Even though we're making a TV show, the clock's ticking, we're losing money, and we've got to get it on BBC Two. He's thinking, no.
That probably contributed to making it so funny as well, because it was so fresh. Each one of those takes that finally got into the series was unique.
I've only just reached a point where I can watch it now and enjoy it and not really be thinking about how it was made or what he was doing that day that was terribly annoying. Now I start to see it, I think, for the first time as audiences do, and I can't remember some of the episodes, I can't remember some of the scripts. Jokes amuse me now for the first time, and so I've just got to a point where I can sort of see it and enjoy it, and now I feel more proud perhaps than I did then, because I really feel excited when I see a little clip of it somewhere, because it just feels such a three-dimensional world. I think that's the thing you're always trying to chase as a writer, is a world in which people believe those characters exist and that somewhere they're out there, and that, I think, you know, is its sort of greatest, for me at least, our greatest achievement.
Yeah, I mean, I've only got fond memories of everything from meeting Steve to
Thanks, mate.
winning the Golden Globes, you know.
What I think really, you know, has changed American television is that by bringing over an American version of The Office and really staying true to the tone of the original, and then it becoming a success in America, has totally revitalized comedy on television in the States.
I keep it on in my house sometimes just for comfort. I just keep it on. I'm not even necessarily watching it. I'm just sort of listening to it because I find it comforting to... That sounds weird. Yeah, I keep my pants on.
Staggered at how successful The Office has been worldwide, and I think that what I love about it the most is that the characters are essentially the same in the remade shows. Brent is still Brent, and Tim and Dawn still Tim and Dawn, Gareth still Gareth, even though the names aren't the same. The characters essentially are...
At one time or another, every bloke in the office is woken up at the crack of dawn.
What?
La chef réceptionniste. Ça va?
Oh oui, oh, viens. Anne, viens. Oh oui, viens, Anne. Oh, viens!
a la camita.
Il est chiant, il arrête pas de me mettre du fromage partout dans mes affaires.
Pero mire, pero ¿cómo voy a desperdiciar comida, hombre, por Dios? ¿Pero cuánta gente puede alimentar?
I thought I found a lump.
Realmente me encontré un poroto, una cuestión re fea.
Cancer des testicules. Mes pauvres testicules. C'est quoi?
I look back and there was that romance with writing our first sitcom, but I couldn't be proud of The Office. I honestly couldn't be proud of The Office, even if it hadn't won any awards and hadn't done. I think that I was proud when we'd finished writing it. I knew that we'd done our best, and it's the first time I've ever tried my hardest at anything as well.
There was nothing really about that job, the entire job, that was not very enjoyable, especially in hindsight, because you come away and you do lots of other jobs. I've done lots of jobs before and lots of jobs since, and as always, you don't fully appreciate things when they're going on. You forget that this isn't all going to be as much fun as this.
I haven't worked on anything that was such a joy to work on since. I've worked on some great stuff and had a great time, but there was something very special about that, about working on that, and we knew it.
That particular job was full of nice people, funny people, smart people, and people that I was glad to see every day. And sorry when that ended.
I'm still proud of it to this day, and people ask me about it the whole time, and I'm always happy to answer their questions, because it was a very important part of my life and still is.
My biggest ambition from a young age was to write and be involved with a sitcom that would be thought of, fondly, and possibly even amongst, the sort of much-loved sitcoms. And I feel like to some degree we've achieved that. And so now I don't know what I'm doing with the rest of my life. Now I've got to sort of recalibrate my expectations. Now I'm just filling up the hours before I die. That's why I'm here today. That's not gloomy, is it?
Well, you got voiceover work, though, haven't you?
Got some voiceover work, yeah. I've got some voiceover work. Barclays.
Sell out. And I flew a few weeks after 9/11, and after 9/11, the world went a little bit crazy. Understandably, the rules changed, and there was a lot of anger and fear and confusion and finger pointing. And I'd always consider myself quite a rational, liberal sort of guy, and I tried to remain that way after 9/11. And even in the pub with mates, I'd be the ones going, "No, you can't say that. No, that's a generalisation. That's ridiculous. No, that's unfair. You can't tar everyone with the same brush. No, it's still the safest form of transport. It's 16 million to 1 the chance of trying to be rational." That's in a pub. When I'm flying, it's more like, check him again. Can we check him again? He's getting on this, but do you mind if I check him? Can I just... And after 9/11, with all the checks, I still tried to remain sort of rational and philosophical. I was thinking, right, it's harder now than it ever was to get a bomb on the plane. This is, the restrictions are tight. It's safer now. And then I found out that a terrorist doesn't even have to get on the plane now with a bomb. They found heat-seeking missiles, and they could just park up in some sort of lay-by and take the plane out within the first 10 minutes of takeoff. So now I'd be on the plane going, right, we're out of range. Who's got the bomb, right? And as I say, I flew a couple of weeks after 9/11, internal
we'd just be on the news. I'd probably be the only one get name-checked on the news. You'd be 230 others, but which is some consolation. But anyway, so, okay, once I was flying back from New York, okay, 9:25, a Saturday night, JFK to London Heathrow, BA, first class. Okay, now, this is my point. It's fear that threatens rational thought, I think, okay? I'm there. Now, the whole week leading up to that flight, I don't know if you remember it, or it's happened more than once, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, on every news channel in America, there was a rolling ticker tape that said, America on red alert. We've had intel, there's going to be another 9/11 in a major city, probably New York or LA, okay, this weekend. Do not fly unless you absolutely had to, right? I had to, I was filming. And, right, so, I'm the only one in the first class lounge, okay? And I still tried to remain rational. I was thinking, no, it's safer now. Everyone's looking for a terrorist today. They'll leave it till Monday, right? And then it happened. The thing that threatened my rational thought. I had a bit of a mini breakdown. Into the first class lounge, about 30 minutes before boarding, came this guy. I don't know whether he was North African or Middle Eastern or Asian, but he had all the gear, right? Beard, steered attaché case, okay? And here's your middle class sort of liberal. I went, I was suddenly engaging staff in sort of banal conversation, going, flight on time? They're going, yeah, what's the weather like in London? Like they were going to go, it's a bit cloudy, but there he is, right? Didn't happen. So I'm left there, right? And I'm looking over at him, and I'm thinking of all the running up to it, and the week, all the news and everything. But now there's a fight between good and evil, between rational and irrational, okay? This one goes, ooh, that's a suicide bomber. Oh, don't be stupid. Of course it isn't. It is. How do you know? That's what they look like. What? Beard. Don't be stupid, right? Then he makes a phone call, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he sounded a bit angry, okay? This one goes, oh, we made a phone call, right? This one, no, you just made a phone call. Yeah, but not in foreign. Right? Oh, shut up, right? He's been checked, like the rest of us have been checked. Did they check the beard? Yeah, they checked the beard. Yeah, they checked the beard, right? And then I'm looking at him, must have been absent-minded with all this going on in my head, and he catches me looking, and he does this. He goes, oh, he knows, right? This one goes, no, he knows why you're looking at him. He's had that sort of prejudice for months now. Stop looking at him. The beard. Yeah, right? But this one starts winning. The fear starts beating all the rational thought in the world. And he was going, no, but it could be. Well, yeah, it could be. Probably not. Well, no. The stats are up today. Yeah, but still, it won't happen. Don't say it won't happen to us. People of 9/11 said it wouldn't happen to them. Yeah, but all the tests. Yeah, well, they find new ways of getting through our detection. Then we have to up again. Yeah, you're right. And suddenly I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is it. And that wave of nausea, and you suddenly realise, oh my God, I'm witnessing this. This one goes, okay, right, let's report him. This one goes, no. Why? In case someone thinks we're racist. No, fuck that. Let's report him and be a wrong, embarrassed, live racist, just in case, right? And I go, no, so I don't. And so now I think he is a suicide bomber, and I think I'm going to get on the plane and die, but I'm not going to do anything about it. And I'm nearly in tears. And all this happens in a few moments. And I look over, and he's joined by his wife, who's got all the gear, and his two little girls, okay? And I suddenly go, oh, of course he's not a fucking suicide bomber. If you're off to see 72 virgins, you don't take the wife and kids along.
Tác dụng của cây nó sẽ hút đi những cái không khí để làm cho những cái không khí trong lành, thoải mái mỗi khi các bạn bước vào phòng làm việc, rất chi là tốt. Thế thì trong quan sát trong video đây thì các bạn cũng biết cây thì rất trên là cao. Đấy. Từ lá đến cây thì các bạn quan sát, rễ thì thuộc diện rễ chùm, rễ cũng rất trên là to rễ, và đẻ ra cũng rất trên là nhiều nhánh các bạn nhé. Mỗi một cây này khi trưởng thành ra hoa thì thường là đẻ từ 5 đến 7 nhánh con thì mới ra hoa được các bạn nhé. Đấy. Mỗi khi ra hoa thì nó sẽ đã hết tác dụng và cây này sẽ bị già và đến những cái mầm non này sẽ là nên tiếp theo. Đấy. Thế là mỗi một thân cây như này thì nó sẽ đẻ được từ 5 đến 7 nhánh con. Đấy. Thì mới ra hoa được. Đấy, các bạn nhé. Thì như các bạn quan sát đây. Đấy. Lá thì không phải là mọc từ thân cây ra các bạn nào. Lá thì được mọc từ dưới gốc. Đấy, từ dưới gốc này, từ dưới gốc mà lên tận trên lá, mà lá thì các bạn quan sát thấy không đây. Đấy, từ dưới gốc và chỉ ôm vào thân về lên tận là trên lá. Lá thì cẳng thì rất trên là dài. Đấy, các bạn thấy không, giống như một cái lá của cái cây rong mà chúng ta hay dùng để gói bánh chưng vậy. Đấy, rất trên là giống, nhưng mà khác với lá rong với lại các lá kia là lá này nó nhọn và cũng có sống lá ở giữa và những xương cá ra hai bên rất là nhiều. Lá thì cũng tô màu xanh, đỏ, tím, vàng như những màu khoang để thể hiện trên lá. Nhưng cũng có cả màu vàng, đấy, màu đen, màu nâu ở trên mặt lá, nên chúng ta cũng dễ phát hiện lắm. Nếu mà những cái lá còn non thì nó sẽ chưa rõ được những cái vân ở trên lá, thì nó chỉ một màu, các bạn sẽ khó phát hiện hơn. Và đặc biệt của lá thì đầu lá rất là nhọn. Đấy, và được cong xuống như trên hình mà mình vẫn đang cầm đây. Lá lúc nào yêu thiên ra cũng có tư thế là vặn vỏ đỗ các bạn nhé. Tư thế lá lúc nào cũng vặn vỏ đỗ rất trên là đẹp. Lá nọ xếp lá kia mỗi khi đẻ nhánh ra. Đấy, các bạn quan sát kỹ như mỗi một cây này, đấy, từ gốc nên đến ngọn, khi thân cây phát triển là thành một chóng thẳng rất trên là to. Đấy, như các bạn quan sát đây, một chiếc hoa của cây lan này, các bạn quan sát có giống một chiếc lá không? Đấy, rất là giống một chiếc lá. Đấy. Nhưng ưu điểm của chiếc hoa này thì các bạn quan sát, đấy, thì thân của dọc lá sẽ được lên đỉnh của cái lá hoa, cánh hoa thì lúc nào cũng tư thế là úp thìa. Đấy, như úp thìa. Đấy, các bạn quan sát rất là đẹp. Đấy. Duy nhất mỗi một cành hoa như này chỉ có mỗi một lá. Đấy, và những cái nhị ở bên trong rất là nhiều và tỏa ra hương vị thơm mát từ những cái nhị hoa này. Các bạn quan sát không? Đấy, hoa thì màu trắng. Đấy, như các bạn, và nhị thì cũng màu trắng. Đấy, nhưng mà với những cái hoa môi thìa mà để be cho những nhị này là giữ được những nhiệt để cho cái nhị tỏa hương thơm ra, nâu bị mất màu rất chi là đẹp. Không giống như những hoa khác là nhị phải ở giữa và cánh ở bốn xung quanh. Nhưng cái hoa lan này là các bạn quan sát đấy, duy nhất chỉ có một cánh và cánh sẽ được úp thìa. Nhị đây rất thơm. Đấy, qua video lần này mình giới thiệu sơ bộ với các bạn như vậy. Để video lần sau mình giới thiệu các bạn kỹ hơn. Xin chào các bạn và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở video lần sau.